So again, thank you everybody else who is joining us. But we'll just go through few practicalities to start with. So if you're joining us a little bit later, please don't worry, you have not missed much just yet. So as you know, the session will be recorded as usual. And if you joined our other DMPonline meetings previously, please know that you can switch off your camera if you don't wish to be part of the recording. We will share the recordings for everyone once they're ready and being processed. And we have a full day of very interesting talks, so please be respectful to our speakers and to your colleagues. We have a code of conduct if you want to have a look. We also have a hashtag for the day, which I'm sharing at the bottom of our slides, which is #DMP community. So if there is anything that is catching your attention through the day, feel free to do a screenshot or just feel free to tweet as we go. So the practicalities are sorted, and I'll just tell you now what we will cover in this opening talk. So I'll explain to you what is today all about. I'll walk you through the agenda and tell you how to join the different sessions. I'll explain who we are, and by we, I mean Digital Curation Center for those who have not heard of us. And I'll also tell you who the DMPonline team is, and most of us are in the room today. So it's an opportunity for those who are interested to see who in our team is, and today is the day. I'll tell you then about our exciting goals, and we will also discuss recently added features. Also, if you hear some crying in the background, my children are about to go to the nursery, but my partner is still dealing with them. So if you hear any crying in the background, I do apologize. So what is today about? Today is all about the community. And by community, we mean you. It's the partners, it's the customers, it's the research data management professionals, and it's really everybody here in this room. Today, we want to have as a celebration of our community and all of your achievements. You will see from the agenda that we would like today also highlight some members of the community. And that means not only our subscribing institutions, but also our partners and collaborators, such as Thomas Miksha. We will be also learning some new insights into the field, mostly in the afternoon sessions. We hope that today will also function as a networking. And also, we want to empower you in the research data management. When it comes to networking, the DMPonline team will be around, but as we were trying to share in our notes, we might need to use those 15 minutes to step away from our computers or get our notes organized. So I'm afraid the DMPonline team might not be available to network, but there is a big community of the research data management professionals. So we won't be stopping the meeting in between sessions. So feel free to chat amongst each other as you wish. So this is our agenda today. And please note that we are advertising these timings as a Central European summertime. So it shows 9 a.m., but for us here, it's 8 a.m. And I hope that everybody got the timings right. We are also sharing the time converter in a case you find all of these timings, like myself, very confusing. So feel free to copy and paste the time converter to make sure you are joining us at the right time. I hope you are not joining us now at the wrong time or at a session you didn't want to, but if you are, please stay in, and hopefully there'll be some interesting talks from my colleagues, at least, if not me. So how today works is we shared one link, and this link will start as we start now at 8 a.m. And the same link will continue all the way up until 6 p.m. What we really hope to do is for you to have one link where you will be able to jump in and out of the sessions. If you're in the office, feel free to have us in the background and just listen to us. But if there are just specific sessions you wish to join in and you want to leave the other ones, you are welcome to do so. We normally leave around 15 minutes in between sessions. And like I mentioned, I'll be probably stepping away from my screen for a few minutes just to grab a glass of water, and so will my colleagues. But we are around, but we might not have the time to talk to you as we need to organize things for the following sessions. However, if you're in the room and you want to chat amongst each other, please feel free to do so. This is an opportunity for you to hopefully have some nice chat, even though it's just online, but hopefully some nice chat with interesting people who are joining us today. So we are starting with our DMPonline team early in the morning. And after our talk, we will be joined by our subscribers from Finland, namely by Maria-Liisa Kusniemi and Soile. And they'll be talking about the DMP collaboration in Finland, case grant ID. We are running a national instance in Finland. So Finland is subscribed to DMPonline as a country, and it's a very interesting case. At 11, we will be joined by Thomas Miksha, who many of you hopefully already heard of, and he will be talking about the evolution of DMP tools. At 12, we will be joined by TU Delft, which for those who don't know, that's a Dutch university, and we will be discussing research data management at TU Delft and how DMPonline fits in. It's a talk that will be presented by Richard Grimes, Deepshika Purvar, and Yang Wang. If I misspell the names, I do apologize. At 1, we will stop for a lunch break for an hour. But again, feel free to stay in the room and chat to one another if you wish so. We are not going to stop the Zoom link. The Zoom link will be still available for you. We will be back then at 2 in the afternoon, and our afternoon talks are very interesting insights into the field. These are not maybe directly our partners or, collaborators or subscribers to DMPonline, but these are still people that are part of the community. And so in the afternoon, we'll be joined by Nina and Tariq talking about the AI in data management and its potential impact on the field. At 3, we will be joined by our own Dominique Green, who is a training lead at DCC. And she will discuss the latest in the field, a general overview of developments in a Horizon Europe project, Skills for EOSC. At 4, we will be joined by Federico Grassatoro, who we met at the IDCC conference in February. And he will be very kindly joining us while he's in holiday from Argentina. And he will discuss enhancing DMPs for management of intellectual assets by smart metrics. And at 5:15, we will be joined by Angela Daly and Maeve Malone from the University of Dundee, who will be providing summary of ESRC findings. And at 5:40, last but not least, my colleague Diana Sisu will just provide the wrap-up and future direction and just a summary of the day. So we have a very exciting agenda and a very exciting talks ahead, and I hope you will be able to join us for most of them. But like I say, there'll be also recordings in a case you can't join some of them. So DCC, who are we? Well, we are part of a digital curation center, and for those who have not heard of us, we are a world-leading center of expertise in digital information curation with a focus on building capacity, capability, and skills for research data management. We provide expert advice and practical help on how to store, manage, protect, and share digital research data. We provide a broad range of resources, including online tools, guidance, and trainings. But not to forget, we also run various events such as the IDCC. We also provide consultancy services on issues such as policy development and data management planning. And our services are primarily targeted at the higher education community, both in the UK and internationally, but our resources benefit the commercial sector as well. We offer a range of consultancy and training services on data management and related activities, and many of our services are available both out of the box and bespoke tailored combinations. You can get in touch with the more general DCC mailbox at info@dcc.ac.uk if you are interested to find out more. However, we are part of DMPonline, and DMPonline is part of DCC. We have offices at Edinburgh University and at the University of Glasgow. DMPonline is an online tool providing data management plans that are free for the researchers to use. But as a charity, we run paid for service to cover the cost of the staff for subscribing institutions who then get the access in the administrative features. We help you to create review, share DMPs that meet institutional and funder requirements. We have more than 130,000 users, more than 330 organizations using our tool. We store more than 150,000 plans, and we have 89 countries using our tool. We offer also subscriptions, and just in a case you are not interested, for example, in our orange coloring, with the enhanced customization, you can get your own coloring, your own logos, pictures, URL, and customized static pages. However, with all of the subscription, the main benefit of subscribing is getting the access to the administrative features. And that means that you get insights into the data, provide feedback on the plans being created in the tool. You can create your own plan, customize funder plans, offer guidance, and just in general, customize the tool so it can look as a part of your research data management service. And this is our team. If you are interested to find out more about DMPonline, feel free to get in touch with us at dmponline@dcc.ac.uk. We currently have 4 software developers, which is consisting of Dawn, Marta, Glenys, and John. Diana and myself work more with the customer side of things. And we also work very closely with Al, that is in charge of our marketing activities and very helpful to do our marketing activities overall. We have currently several goals, and one of them is to ensure we are interoperable and that our tool is able to communicate with other services that your organization is using. We also want to make sure that when the researchers create a plan, they don't need to go from a different service to a different service, filling the same information, but we want to make sure that we can make different services talk amongst each other and their information to be auto-filled if possible. We want to align with the RDA DMP Common Standard, and we also want to align with the FAIR principles. We want to facilitate open science, and as per our latest workshop, we also want to actively measure against the 10 principles for machine actionable data management plans with screenshot. I just added in the slide as well on the right side. I'll let my colleagues to speak now about the most recent features, which are very interesting, because I think that will give them a better opportunity to speak about this than just myself presenting their work. So if Marta is joining us this morning, I'll stop talking for a little bit and I'll just let Marta to present the recently released question ID feature.
Thank you, Magdalena. Hi, I'm Marta Nicholson. I'm one of the developers, as Magdalena referred, and I was the lead developer for this feature called Question Identifiers. This feature was requested by our clients, DMP Toolie. They were looking for a way to make sure that once they were using the API, they could know exactly which question was which by using a pair of name and values sets that would allow them to extract the information. So this feature consists in the value and a name, as I said, as a pair that once you're customizing or creating a new template, you can add this more than one if needed per question. This allows you then, when you're actually using API v0 to extract this data in parallel to the answers of your users. In addition to this, when using a multiple choice answer type, you're allowed as well to add an answer identifier. So again, it can help you extract. This is just makes the templates just a little bit more machine actionable, because you can actually identify which question is which without having to actually search for it in the text. So this involves an increase in or an improvement in the statistics that you can generate and in the actual results that you can extract. And this uses the two principles, 7 and 8. So the principle about making human and machine actionable consumption easier, and the principle 8, which is to support the evaluation of data management. So it's a small, in a way, integration and simple thing, but can actually have quite a bit of power, because you can go across all templates and then extract everything you want for your organization. So it gives you a little bit more power and knowledge about the DMPs. And that's me. That's this picture. This is part of the kind of advanced kind of organization. So only the subscribers can actually access to this feature in DMP. I should add that. Anyway, that's me. Thank you, Magdalena. Back to you. You're muted, just so you know.
Oh, thank you very much, Marta. Okay, so I'll just move to the next one, and I'll ask Dawn to share the automated completion of project details. There is a short video. Dawn, would you like me to press the video before you start, or?
Yeah, sure, that's fine. Yeah. So I'm Don Stuckey. I'm one of the developers in the DMPonline team. So I've been the lead developer for this feature, which is an interoperation between the DMP toolie and the research.fi, which is the national research database of Finland. So that database holds funding decisions, publications, and so on. And we have been able to create this interoperation. Means that when a user goes in to create a data management plan in DMP toolie, they can enter the ID of the funding decision and then click a button to get all those project details from the research.fi API. And then all the project details are filled in instantly. Yes, okay, so it saves a bit of time for the research administrators or researchers, whoever's completing the plan. With that meets principles 2 and 9 of the list of 10 principles. So it allows automated systems to act on behalf of stakeholders, and it makes DMPs updatable living version documents. Yeah, and I think that's everything.
Okay, thank you, Don, very much. And I'll just move to the next one. Glenys, are you okay to talk about the DOIs for research output, or?
Yes.
Okay, would you like me to start the video before you start, or?
Yeah, it's a short one, so you might have to keep repeating it. Anyway, sorry about my voice, just getting through a cold. Hello, everyone. This is an integration that we have been working on to allow users to include DOIs for the research outputs. If you have a research output that has a DOI, then you can enter it in the designated text field and retrieve several important details of the output and populate its respective fields in the tool. The information is retrieved using the OpenAir Graph Search API, which contains a large collection of research products collected from several different trusted data sources. As mentioned in this slide, this integration addresses more than one principle for machine actionable DMPs, which is our main goal. The prototype for this integration was ready in January this year, just in time for our international conference, IDCC. Now the integration is in the testing phase and it's scheduled to be deployed at the end of our current development sprint, which will be in early June. So that's just a quick overview of the research integration with OpenAir Graph Search API for the research outputs on DMPonline. Thanks, Magdalena.
Thank you, Glenys. Okay, let me move to the next slide. Then what is coming in the future is the integration with ROR. Again, Marta, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Yeah.
So this feature is currently in spec. We're writing the specifications for it, and it will consist in an integration between the research organization registry, which is known as ROR, and DMPonline database. So this will provide users, or will support users in a combination of places. So when creating an account in the past, if you couldn't find your own account, you would have a bit of a limitation on what you would be able to kind of add as your organization. So this will actually provide you with a much more up-to-date and list. Another thing would be when a user is trying to add a collaborator, not always the collaborators are part of the same organization. And once again, if the organization was not a part of the list, you would not be able to. So this will just, first of all, increase to the end user that much more, the ability to find other organizations. And in addition, we'll add a more consistency to the organization information as well, by us adding the ROR additional data and use the ROR identifier in the organization details. So this will actually improve as I said, and increases the consistency between what we currently have in our system and what is actually known as in the registry. So it's a quite an interesting feature, and it's currently in early stages, but it should be hopefully done by the end of this sprint, and it will be released in the next sprint to the users to then start into using it and viewing it. So yeah, and that's it.
Thank you, Marta. And then we are also working on integration with RSpace. This is a slightly longer video for 3 minutes, so I'm not sure, Don, would you like me to do the video or?
Yeah, sure. You can play it and you can just see a sample of it. Oh, I didn't realize there's audio.
There we go.
Yes. Okay. So RSpace, if you're not already aware, it's a separate application, and it allows users to create electronic lab notebooks, so that they can record notes as they're doing research. So we want typically a researcher would not only have an electronic lab notebook with RSpace, but would also have a data management plan with DMPonline, and we want a way to be able to link the two. Specifically, we want the electronic lab notebook to be able to have a link to the data management plan. That would happen via an API. At the moment, our API doesn't support user level authentication. So at the moment, it's only an org admin that can access the API. And what we want is for RSpace, the RSpace user, who also has an account on DMPonline, to be able to give permission to RSpace to access their DMPonline, their data management plans in DMPonline, and then to retrieve the data management plan so that it can be linked to the electronic lab notebook. So at the moment, I'm developing the user level authentication, extending the current API to support that. So that relates to principles 1, 2, and 5 of the 10 principles of question. Yeah, and so just in the video, you can just see an example. This is the developer in RSpace that has done just a mock-up of how the integration could work.
Thank you, Don.
Sure.
And we'll share also the links for anybody else who wants to see these videos afterwards. But I'll just pause the video and we can share it afterwards. Thank you to all the developers presenting their work. We are having quite few ideas on what we want to work on in the upcoming sprints, and one of the things is the ongoing request to change how we let you to create the plan. Well, when I say you, I mean the researcher, to make it more clear what is the plan based on, or show more features, not feature, more type of plans the researcher is working with. This is an ongoing work. We also want to make sure that we are improving the feedback function, which we see as a crucial part of the administrator paid for access, and we want to make sure this is working better. And we also, as from the recent user group held, I think it was last month, we want to work on improvement of the user interface. We had several requirements, not only on that user group, but from the previous user groups as well, and from the past. And my colleague Diana, she selected few, and as indicated, this is not the exhaustive list of all we want to work on, but just to give you a few examples, we, for example, for the administrators, want to make sure that the menu is being more obvious as it's being indicated. It's not very clear. We want to make sure, for example, that some key buttons such as create template is more obvious by changing its position on the page. We want to add some better visual indicators for plan completion stage, and in general, better visual indicators of changes to plans and templates. So when, for example, feedback or comment has been added, to make it clear for the user to see what has been done. We also would like to add some automated notification of changes to customizable Founder template, as when we do changes to the Founder template, you normally need to just go through the menu and see whether there is this red indicator, but there is not an email notifying you about the changes. So unless you actually go and click there and see the red indicator, you won't be able to tell. And we also, for example, again, this is not exhaustive, but when the users create the plan and now you download the plan, for example, the contributors page is not being downloaded, so we want to add the contributors option to be downloaded as well. We have an ongoing work that is taking some time as well, and myself and Diana, we are currently reviewing all the Founder templates. We are also working on reviewing the help materials for the researchers as well as the administrators, and this includes working on rewriting the text, also finding better location for the text for the administrators. We want to make it clear for the administrators where to seek for help. And we are also over the summer going to be working on updating the videos for the researchers as well as for the administrators. And we hope to do more trainings such as APIs, as we found out that not many are using this feature, and this is a very good feature if you are able to use it. We have quite a lot of ongoing work as well, such as planned user groups. And if you want to, you can also pencil down the dates. The dates have been announced in the latest newsletter. And so far, we have 5 dates that are set in stone, and 1 more to be added, depending on when and where the IDCC 2025 will take place, as we like to run that probably as a workshop alongside of the IDCC, but we'll notify you about the date as soon as we know. And we also, based on the recent workshop, would like to publish some either report or paper on the interoperability. And you can see all the materials my colleagues worked very hard to put on Zenodo in a case you are interested to find out more and you are not part of that workshop. So I'll slowly stop here and I can give you a little bit of space for questions if there are any. I saw there has been loads happening in the chat as well. But before I stop, I just want to say that the next session will be at 10 a.m. Or 9 a.m. in the UK. So that's it. That will be in around 27 minutes. The next talk will be DMP on collaboration in Finland, case grant ID presented by Meg and Soil from the University of Helsinki. So if I could ask maybe Diana now to press stop recording and we'll start recording the next talk at 10 a.m.
Okay.